today is the final day of Hampton Court Garden Festival, and I realised that I hadn't showed you around my community allotment garden yet, so I thought now would be a good time to do a little tour before the gates open for the final day. So in this part of the garden we have a raised bed that's built in amongst the sleepers that the RHS give you. Everything in the garden's edible, but in here I've planted veg in amongst flowers as a sort of companion planting and sacrificial planting for insects and slugs. We have small patio variety courgettes. These are wombo variety, and this is why the plant is a little bit smaller than the courgettes that I normally grow, but you still get the same amount of fruit on, and they are a lovely yellow round colour. We have spring onions in here that were grown from seed about 10 or 11 weeks ago, so they're definitely ready to be harvested soon. Have some viola in here, again edible. Marigolds planted in amongst the kale, and we really think that the purple and orange colour goes together quite nicely, which was completely accidental. Have some kohlrabi and some more marigolds in there. These are a petite mix variety which have the loveliest coloured petals. Strawberries, which had a lot of strawberries on when we came down here. However, every morning we've come into more being eaten and nibbled at by the squirrels, which I suppose is just the way it goes. And tip top mix variety nasturtiums, which have the most beautiful dark coloured flowers on there as well. Have borage here, which has been really popular for the bees while we've been here. The flowers are edible. You can use them as decoration on cakes, or I've been keen to freeze them in ice cubes and add them to cocktails over the years as well. Lady Di runner beans here, which have got more and more flowers on as the week's gone on, and grown quite nicely up this beautiful Harrod horticulture arch. Another smaller raised bed in here, which has mainly fruit bushes, fruit and fruit trees in, strawberries, some gooseberry bushes, blackcurrant and some blueberries. This is probably the most blueberries that I have ever got off this bush. This is a cutting off the one from in my own allotment and put into a bucket, just a painter's bucket from B&Q. So it's done pretty well. Have the Jelly King crab apple tree here with lots of little fruits on. These are on loan from Beverages Nursery, which is in Ebchester near me, and they let me borrow these specifically for the show. Have ginger crows in there. Some of you maybe will have seen her on Instagram and things. Borage planted at the bottom here, and some lovely sunflowers. This is a Titan variety sunflower, and incidentally, not on purpose, some of the runner beans have started to trail up the sunflowers there, which is just quite beautiful. And just entering the plot, these are fallen cherry and hawthorn trunks that we found near the Dean, near us. They're about 3 or 4 inches thick, wouldn't last forever. You could treat them, we haven't, but they would rot down nicely into the wood chip anyway. But the path's been really popular. A lot of people asking about the path. And we have lots of things in pots here. I have quite a small terrace garden at home, and I've had a lot of success with growing vegetables in pots, so I just wanted to share that even if you have a smaller space, you can still grow healthy and luscious veg in a container. So we have 2 courgettes in this one with a lot of fruit on. Tomatoes at the back there, that's a sun gold variety, again that is in a terracotta pot. Kale, mint, and some peppermint chard over there as well, all again in a pot. Marigolds in a pot, so you can even companion plant with things that are in pots. Parsley, and some more tomatoes off Tony C. Smith, which have actually grown and ripened up so nicely over the course of Hampton Court over the past week. They've grown really well, really tall, lots of flowers, lots of fruit on. And we put a little nod to Newcastle in there with the brown ale bottle. We didn't cut the bottom off that. You could cut the bottom of the glass bottle that's in there, add a bit of water, and it would be like a slow release watering for the roots, but we just did it to hold the bamboo canes in place more than anything, and just have a little touch of home in there. This was a bit of a hassle to get here in the van, but we have Kelvedon Wonder peas trailing up the back of the trellis here, and again over the course of the week they have grown, and we actually have pea pods and lots of flowers on there now, which is really lovely. And of course we have some microgreens, coffee not included, but it's been a long week. So we have pea shoots down here with the lights. You could just grow them outside or on a windowsill, and you wouldn't need lights for that, but the lights do aid growth, especially in the winter. Varieties of radish, we've got Rambo at the ends there, the lovely purple one, that's my favourite, and mustard red frills at the top there, which is really just like a carpet of seedlings, which is lovely. Some alliums drying, very cute little pots of radish seedlings there. Down here is a cucamelon. This is the first time that I've tried trailing it up a little obelisk just with the wooden bamboo canes there, and it seems to have gone crazy while we have been down here. Looks beautiful and healthy, nice and green, and we'll have lots of little cucamelons that have grown. Some of them have grown so much over the past 7 days, they'll probably be ready to harvest by the time we get home. A lot of people have said they don't really like the taste of it, but they are delicious frozen and in a G&T, so I'll be giving that a go. This is also in a pot, in a terracotta pot, so again just goes to show what you can grow in a smaller space. We have potatoes in containers there as well, pink fir apple varieties. These were kindly loaned to me from plot 37. Jessie saved the day when my potatoes didn't do very well. Beautiful little flowers on them now as well, so couldn't have been better timing really. And something that a lot of people have been asking questions about this week are the reishi mushrooms. So this was a home grow kit from Marvelous Mushrooms. It's probably been the most asked question on the garden. They are edible. You would have to dehydrate them, powder them, and then you can add them to tea, coffee, food as a supplement. Really good for gut health apparently. These were grown in a plastic bag with an air pocket on the bedroom windowsill for about 9 weeks before the show, and then popped into a little Hessian sack when we got here. But a lot of people have described them as quite architectural. Some people have said they look a bit alien, but yeah, it's not really quite picking it up on the camera, but it's an amazing orangey red colour, and I've just absolutely loved growing these ones, to be honest. And 24 hours later, the plot looks like this again. What a week it has been, but time to take all of the plants and myself back to Newcastle and think about what to do next.